Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. There has been some technical difficulty, so I'm trying to do it through the mobile now. Hare Krishna. So, planning to discuss Bhagavad Gita chapter 5, verse 10 today. And I'll just open up that particular verse. So, before we discuss the Bhagavad Gita, let's sing the Jai Radha Madhav. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Radha Govinda Shri Radhe Jaya Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parijakacharya Stotra Shadashi Srimad His Divine Grace Shila Isi Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Shila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय वृंदावन धाम की जय मायापुर धाम की जय यमुना माई की जय गंगा माई की जय तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय All glories to assemble devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assemble devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assemble devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Vishnu Padaya. So today we are reading from Bhagavad Gita chapter 5, text 10. So it's Karma Sannyasa Yoga. The text 10 is Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yah lipyate na sa papena padma patram ivambhasa. I'll read 2 more times. Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yah lipyate na sa papena padma patram ivambhasa. Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yah lipyate na sa papena padma patram ivambhasa. Synonyms: Brahmani, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Adhaya, resigning onto. Karmani, all works. Sangam, attachment. Tyaktva, giving up. Karoti, performs. Yah, who. Lipyate, is affected. Na, never. Saha, he. Papena, by sin. Padma patram, lotus leaf. Iva, like. Ambhasa, in the water. Translation: one who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results onto the Supreme Lord, is not affected by sinful reactions, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Here, Brahmani means in Krishna consciousness. The material world is a sum total manifestation of the 3 modes of material nature, technically called the Pradhana. The Vedic hymns Sarvam Etad Brahma Tasmad Etad Brahman Nama Rupam Annam Cha Jayate, and in the Bhagavad Gita Mama Yonir Mahad Brahma indicate that everything in the material world is a manifestation of Brahman, and although the effects are differently manifested, they are non-different from the cause. In the Ishopanishad, it is said that everything is related to the Supreme Brahman or Krishna, and thus everything belongs to him only. One who knows perfectly well that everything belongs to Krishna, that he is the proprietor of everything, and that therefore everything is engaged in the service of the Lord, naturally has nothing to do with the results of his activities, whether virtuous or sinful. Even one's material body, being a gift of the Lord for carrying out a particular type of action, can be engaged in Krishna consciousness. It is beyond contamination by sinful reactions, exactly as the lotus leaf, though remaining in the water, is not wet. The Lord also says in the Gita, Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya, resigning all works onto me, Krishna. The conclusion is that a person without Krishna consciousness acts according to the concept of the body, material body and senses. But a person in Krishna consciousness acts according to the knowledge of that the body is a property of Krishna and should therefore be engaged in the service of Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Namashreshtham Manamapi Shachiputram Atra Swarupam Rupam Tasyagrajam Urupurim Mathurim Goshtavatim Radha Kundam Girivaram Maho Radhika Madhavasham Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Gurum Tam Natosmi Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Today we are reading from Karma Sannyasa Yoga, chapter 5, verse 10. Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti ya lipyate na sa papena padma patram mivambhasa. So one who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results onto the Supreme Lord, is not affected by sinful reactions as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. So this is a very beautiful simile that Krishna gives here in this verse. Padma patram ivambhasa. This is a very beautiful simile. Just like the lotus leaf is untouched by water. So this is the quality of the real us, the real eternal us, is such that it is, we might be doing so many activities in this material world, but untouched by it. So that's why Krishna actually says in Bhagavad Gita that Prakritaiva cha gunai karmani sarvasha ya pashyati tatatmanam akartaram sa pashyati. So Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita that all the activities are being done by the modes of material nature. So Prakriti karmani kriyamanani sarvasha. So all the kriyas, all the activities are being done by the modes of material nature. Yah pashyati tathatmanam akartaram sa pashyati. So one who sees the real us as the non-doer is actually seeing, is seeing through the eyes of the scriptures. So how do we understand this? So this is because the living entity is eternally part and parcel of the Lord. Mamay vamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manashashtani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. So Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita that all the living entities are my eternal fragmental part and parcels. So in that respect, the original constitutional position of the living entity is in the service of the Lord. So because we are eternally related to the Lord, to Bhagwan, so this eternal relationship is the most important concept to remember in this human form of life. So the mind, that's why Krishna says, Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. So Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita that give your mind to me. So the mind is one of the most powerful instruments we have. This is mind intelligence, and so Krishna mentions that what we are composed of. Bhumir apa analo vayu kham mana buddhirevacha ahankaram itiyam me bhinna prakriti ashtadha. So there is 8 different types of 8 different separated energies of the Lord, and they are, what are they? The earth, water, fire, air, ether, then mind, intelligence, and false ego. So as we go forward in these material energies, it goes subtler and subtler. So earth is very gross. So bhumi, water, bhumi apa anala. So earth, water, fire. So air, ether. Then mind is even more subtle. Then intelligence is subtler than that. And then the most subtlest, and then the false ego is even subtler than intelligence. So this is, so that's why mayeva mana adastva mai buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva atha urdhvam na samshaya. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that Mayeva mana adhastva. So keep your mind in me. Mai buddhim niveshaya. And keep your intelligence also in me. Nivasishyasya mayeva. So once these two things are done, the mind and intelligence are devoted towards thinking and feeling and willing for the Lord, then what happens? Nivasishyasi mayeva. So once that is done, then what is happening? Ata urdhvam na samshaya. So surely, so Krishna mentions in many places like janma karmam cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvata tyaktva deham punarjanmam naiti mameti so Arjuna. So Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita that one who understands Krishna's birth and activities. So the janma and karma. So Krishna is born. So how Krishna is born? So we know from Srimad Bhagavatam and Mahabharata as well how Krishna is born from Devaki and Vasudeva. So when he is born as the four-armed Vishnu, and then he is asked to display his transcendental two-armed form. So this is so Krishna's birth and we know about Krishna's activities, the glorious activities that he has done. So even the starting when he is born, so everyone he's born in the prison of Kamsa, and when he is born, everything is all the people who are guarding the prison are automatically they go to sleep, and then it is raining quite a lot, and Yamuna ji is at a very high level, but even then Vasudeva is able to cross over Yamuna ji and going to Vrindavana, Gokula. So, and then how Sheshanag is protecting the Lord and Vasudeva in the heavy rain when it is raining. So all these are this is what Krishna's birth and all the activities that Krishna is doing is transcendental, divyam. So janma karmam cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvata. So one who knows this in truth, then tyaktva deham punarjanmam naiti. So then when the body is given up, another material body, there won't be any reason to get another material body. So this verse is also saying about performing brahmanyadhaya karmani. So this is and Srila Prabhupada mentions in the verse as well, Brahmani means in Krishna consciousness. So this is and how is this Krishna consciousness invoked? With the understanding that everything is Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kincham jagatyam jagat. So this understanding that everything belongs to the Lord. So when that understanding is there, then all the activities would be done for the satisfaction of the Lord. So that is yajñartha karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. So Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita that all the activities have to be performed as a sacrifice, as a service to the Lord. So yajñartha karmana anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Otherwise, if it is performed in the sense of the false ego, that is the the false ego, the thinking in the false ego perspective is that karta ham iti manyate. So prakriti kriyamanani gune karmani sarvasha ahankara vimodhatma karta ham iti manyate. So this is where all the problem lies, when we start thinking that we are the doers. So that thinking comes because of the false ego. So the false ego is saying that I am this body, whatever body I got, that I am. So then when that thinking is there, then so when I am attaching myself with the body, mind and intelligence, then what is happening is whatever activities I am performing, I am thinking that so if I'm doing something great, then I'm thinking that I am great. and if I'm not doing something great, then I'm dejected and I kind of am in a totally disillusioned state. So all these, so this is what is happening when the linking is there, when the linking gets established. That's why it's called false ego. So there is this ahankara. So why is it false ego? Because it's not real. That's why it is false. So it's very simple. So where is the real ego? The real ego is this understanding that I am the servant of the Lord. So jivere swarupahaya krishnera nitya das krishnasya tatastha shakti beda beda prakash. So so this is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So the eternal constitutional position of all the living entities is as a servant of the Lord, and that is the real ego. And it's a, you can say it's a contradiction there, because there is no need to. So the real ego is the understanding that I am eternally a servant of the Lord. That is so jivere swarupaya krishnera nitya das and krishnasya tatastha shakti bed abhed prakash. So this is another thing. So and then in the next verse in the Chaitanya Charitamrita it is also stated suryansha yatha agni jwala chaya krishnera swabhavika teen prakar shakti haya. So just like so the living entities are called tatastha shakti. So there is a antaranga shakti and there is a bahiranga shakti, and then there is a tatastha shakti in the middle. So antaranga shakti is the internal potency of the Lord. So that is the potency which enables the living entities to experience the contact with the Lord in different ways, because there is no difference between the name of the Lord, the form of the Lord, the entourage of Krishna. So as we say, Atha Shri Krishna Namadi. So this Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatvat Nama Namina. So this is said in the scriptures that so for example, if we take the name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when we are chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the Lord is directly present there in the form of his name. Krishna is present there. So this is and that presence of Krishna is felt by the Antaranga Shakti of Krishna. So Krishna's internal potency is there within all the living entities. The internal potency is it's because all the living entities are eternally part and parcel of Krishna. So whatever the internal potency Krishna has, in a very minute quantity, all the living entities also have that, and therefore through that internal potency they can directly connect with the Lord. So this is so in that way, we are saying that Nama Chintamani Krishna. So this is what is said. So the name of the Lord Krishna is Chintamani. So it can give whatever a person wants. The name of the Krishna's name can give it to the person, whatever the person. That's what it's meant by Chintamani. So Chintamani is a touchstone. So touchstone can give whatever the person wants. So therefore there is the verse Akama Sarva Kamava Moksha Kama Udaradhi Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Yajeta Purusham Param. So it is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam that whether one has no desires or whether one is full of desires, Akama Sarva Kamava Moksha Kama Udaradhi, or whether one is desiring liberation, Tivrena Bhakti Yogena. So what has to be done with full intensity, with full emotion, one has to engage in Bhakti Yoga, the loving devotional service of the Lord. Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Yajeta Purusham Param. So, and then one renders loving devotional service, one worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Purusham Param. So that is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. So what is the name of the Lord? It is Chaitanya, consciousness itself. It's total consciousness. And Rasa Vigraha, it is full of bliss. So it's a form, it's an embodiment of total bliss. So that bliss has got there is no beginning and no end. So unlimited bliss. So Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, Purna Shuddho. So the name of the Lord is totally pure. So Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto, eternally liberated. So because the name of the Lord is eternally liberated, it helps us to understand our real nature as being eternally liberated. So Srila Prabhupada actually gives the example of the iron put in a fire. So when the iron is put in the fire for a very long time, the iron actually gets the properties of the fire, literally. So iron becomes red hot like the fire. So this is the example Srila Prabhupada gives. So this is Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukto. So because the name of the Lord is eternally liberated, when we are using our material body, like through the speech and through the ears and through the mind, so it's all in the material realm at the moment. But because the name of the Lord is Antaranga Shakti, the spiritual energy, when the material things that we have, like the sound, the way to hear us, the way to think about the Lord, so the mind. So when those material things are getting engaged in the pure, transcendental, ever liberated name of the Lord, then what is happening is Nitya Mukto Abhinnatvat Nama Namino. So then one is realizing that the name of the Lord and the Lord Himself are non-different. Abhinnatvat. So this is the kind of, so when this Sangam Tyaktva Karotiya, so this is Brahmanyadhaya Karmani. So the first line in this verse is Brahmanyadhaya Karmani. So one who performs his duty. So here Brahmani means in Krishna consciousness. The material world, so Srila Prabhupada mentions the material world is a sum total manifestation of the three modes of material nature, technically called the Pradhana. And then Srila Prabhupada refers to the Vedic hymns as well. Sarvam etad Brahma, tasmad etad Brahma nama rupam annam cha jayate. And in Bhagavad Gita, Mama Yonir Mahad Brahma. So Krishna actually mentions in Bhagavad Gita as well, Brahmano hi pratishtaham, amritasya avyayasya cha, shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukhasya ikantikasya cha. So Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita that the Brahman is established on the Lord, on Krishna himself. Brahmano hi pratishtha aham. So Krishna says that the Brahman is resting on me. Amritasya avyayasya cha. So it is amrita. It is nectar. It is providing immortality and indestructibility. So no one can be destroyed, or when one understands Aham Brahmasmi. So that is the starting stage of spiritual realization, when one understands that I am. So that's a aphorism as well. Aham Brahmasmi, Tat Tvamasi. So there is another Vedic aphorism which says that you are. So that means the eternal servant of the Lord. So that we are. So this is the understanding of the Vaishnava Sampradaya. So Shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukhasya ikantikasya cha. So that verse says that the living entity is that realization of Brahman is. So then when that realization of Brahman is there, then we know the Parabrahman as well as Krishna. So that is the Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashvatam Divyam, Adi Devam, Ajam Vibhum. So this is what Arjuna tells to Krishna when he sees the universal form of the Lord. So Arjuna is saying Krishna is Param Brahma. So you are the supreme Brahman. Param Dhama. So you are the supreme destination for everyone. Pavitram, you are the supreme pure. Paramam Bhavan. So you are the so Krishna's original as the source of everything. So aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. So this is so when one understands that everything is coming from Krishna, So the origin of everything is in Krishna. So when that understanding is there, aham sarvasya prabhava, and everything is coming from me, mattas sarvam pravartate, then iti matva bhajante mam. So when one understands this very clearly, what does one do? Starts engaging in loving devotional service of the Lord. Bhajante mam. And who is such a person? Such a person is called Buddha, an intelligent person. So Krishna ye bhaje se bade chatur. It is said in the Bengali words that one who is rendering devotional service to Krishna is very very intelligent. So this is Buddha. That word is used. Buddha bhava samanvita. So then how does that engagement of devotional service take place? With a lot of emotional sentiments. So that's how the real devotional service takes place. So Buddha bhava samanvita. So bhava grahi janardana. So that is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam as well, that Krishna is not in need of anything really, because he is the proprietor of everything. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. So Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam Gyatva Mam Shanti Mruchati. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that one who knows that I am the enjoyer of everything. Bhoktaram of Yajna and Tapasa, sacrifices and austerities that anyone is doing. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. So Krishna is actually the proprietor of all the universe. So Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayakan. So that's what it is said. So there are innumerable Brahmandas. So this is just one Brahmanda that this earth is in, but there are innumerable Brahmanda or universes like that. So Krishna is the origin of all those innumerable universes. So there is nothing that Krishna does not know. So Krishna knows everything. In each and every atom what is taking place, Krishna knows that. So because he's present Ado, so he is present in every nucleus as well. Andantarastam paramanu chayantarastam ekopi asau rachaitam jagadanda kotim yat shakti asti jagadanda chaya yadanta andantarastam paramanu chayantarastam govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. So ekopi asau rachaitam jagadanda kotim. So Krishna is one, but he is the cause of all the innumerable universes, millions and millions. It cannot be even counted. So that many universes. The science is trying to go into the space and trying to find out. And every time we go out more into the space, we find out, oh, there is one more universe. There's one more universe. So this is the power of the Lord, that everything, there is innumerable universes, and he's there in each and every atom of those universes. So Andantarastam Paramanu Chayantarastam. He is there in each of the universe as the primary maintainer of the universe, and then he is there in every nucleus as well. So there is, so any activity has to be done, even if a person understands it or a person doesn't understand it. The activities are being done for the Lord, by the Lord. It is of the Lord, for the Lord, by the Lord, as they say in democracy, for the people, of the people, by the people. So actually everything is of the Lord, and everything is for the Lord, and everything is by the Lord. Because if that energy, so that as we were discussing in the beginning, the Antaranga Shakti, the Bahiranga Shakti, and the Tatastha Shakti, the middle. So Antaranga Shakti is giving the internal potency, the transcendental potency, by which we are Sattvam Vishuddham, Vasudeva Shabditam. So this is Vishuddha Sattva. So it is purified goodness. So that is one of the primary characteristics of Antaranga Shakti. It is purified goodness. So in that, so that is there in all the living entities. They are internally, everyone is in purified goodness. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. So this is said by Lord Shiva in Bhagavatam when he's glorifying Krishna. So Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. That is called the Vasudeva energy. So that is the internal energy. So every living entity has that, is eternally in that state. The only problem, the only difficulty happens when there is an external covering of the body. So then and the identification with the body. So then this karshati, then the struggle in the material world starts. Manashashtani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. So when the identification with the mind and the five senses is taking place, then in this material universe there is a struggle. Otherwise there is no struggle. The struggle is because of the identification. When we are identifying with the five senses and the mind, then there is a struggle in this material universe. And then there is this ahankara. So when there is ahankara, then the Lord is not visible. The Lord is visible only when one clearly understands that nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. So Krishna actually mentions in Bhagavad Gita that maya vitan hi purma karyam evahi nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. So Krishna mentions to Arjuna that you just become an instrument. So everything is actually being this Ishvara sarva bhutanam hrideshe Arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudhani mayaya. So this is so Krishna is present in the heart of all the living entities. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hrideshe, in the heart of all the living entities. Brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudhani mayaya. So with the machine of the maya made from the material ingredients, this so ei rupe brahmanda brahmite kono bhagyavan jeev Guru Krishna prasad paye bhakti lata beach. This is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita that this is Brahmayan sarva bhutani. So Krishna is mentioning that the living entities are Ishvara sarva bhutanam. So Krishna is situated in the heart of all the living entities, and according to the desire that each and every living entity has, they are getting their bodies. So this is the greatness of the Lord, that He doesn't interfere with the desire of the living entities. So he gives the freedom to the living entities to perform their actions, so in whatever way they want to perform, and then according to the way the activities are performed, one gets back the results. But in this case, in this particular verse, what is saying is, what is it said is, Brahmanyadaya karmani sangam tyaktva karotiya lipyate na sa papena padma patram ivambasa. So sangam tyaktva karotiya. So this is what yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yogam uchyate. So this is another similar verse where Krishna is saying that do all the activities yogastha kuru karmani. So in relationship with me. So yoga is the linking. The linking with the Lord is yoga. So do all the activities in relationship with me. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. So here also this sangam tyaktva karotiya. So what is sangam? Sangam is attachment. So when we are doing something and when we are attached to that activity and attached to the results of those activities, then what is happening is we have to either enjoy or suffer according to what the results come of those activities. So for example, this the example is given of a cashier. Srila Prabhupada actually mentions about the cashier as well. in a huge company, if there is a cashier, so it's like the role of the cashier in the huge company. So cashier is counting so much money. He might be counting millions and billions, uh, but he knows that it belongs to the company. It's not mine. Uh, so even though he's counting, he's not attached to that counting. What do you mean by attached to the counting? Uh, so so I have millions, so I will use this millions to make another millions and billions, and then I will go here and I'll enjoy there, and I'll do these things, I'll do that, those things. So this is where there is attachment then. So so if a person is, for example, real owner, a millionaire, billionaire owner of a company, then they have that attachment, because they know that it is their money. So then they want to make even more. So there is no end. Uh, this is the unfortunate situation. Just like there is no end to the internal antaranga shakti of the Lord, where one can dive deep into the spiritual bliss and keep diving deep. Similarly, unfortunately, there is no end to the Bahiranga Shakti of the Lord as well. Uh, because the Bahiranga Shakti is such that one gets a little bit of happiness, the so-called happiness of the mirage, of the water in the desert, which is actually not a real happiness. But then it becomes that semblance of happiness becomes so much intoxicating that one keeps trying to get that semblance of happiness, and there is no end to that Bahiranga Shakti as well. So the living entity is Tatastha Shakti. So that's where it is said Tatastha. Tata means in the ocean, the beach. The beach is the Tata in the ocean. So sometimes the water comes, sometimes the water goes, but generally it is a land. Generally it is a land. So this is the situation of the living entities. So generally the living entities are in the material world, but sometimes there comes a wave of spiritual knowledge, realization, and bliss, and one becomes one then, by the grace of the Lord, by the costless mercy of Guru and Gauranga, one comes to understand that there is something real as well. Urdhva Moolam Madhashaka Ashwatham Mahura Vyayam Chandamzi Yasya Parnani Yastam Vedasa Vedavid. So it is said, and Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that this material world is like an inverted tree. So where the roots are at the top and the branches are at the bottom. So Ashwatham Ahur Avyayam. So it is Ashwatham. It's huge, and it is also imperishable. It is saying. So this is the greatness of the Lord. His external energy is also Avyayam. There is no end to the external energy of the Lord as well. Just like there is no end to the internal energy of the Lord. So the living entity is in the middle, like in the beach, and sometimes there is this spiritual realization and spiritual bliss coming, and sometimes it goes away. Uh, but the good thing is, if someone has some small inclination in terms of understanding the real spiritual nature, then that is really a costless mercy of the Lord. It is of the Lord and His unalloyed devotees, because otherwise it is very difficult to be in that state where Padma Patram Ivambasa. So that is said in this verse, that as a lotus leaf is untouched by the water. Padma Patram is the lotus leaf, Ivambasa, like in the water. So that would be the state of the living entities who are the fortunate living entities. Kono Bhagyavan Jeev. So it is said that Rupe Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev. So some fortunate living entity, what is happening is Guru Krishna Prasad Paya. So through the costless mercy of the Guru and Krishna, they have this Bhakti Lata beach. They get this seed of devotional service, and once that seed is there, then it's there. It's always there. that seed. And so that is, when that is invoked, then one can remain in the material world, but not be influenced by the material world. So this is that's the example given here of the Padmapatram Ivambasa. So lipyate nasa papena. So such a living entity is not influenced uh, by any sinful or pious activities. Even the pious activities are not going to influence, because if one is looking after getting some results for piety, then one has to be equally responsible to get the results of impious activities as well. So it's like a head or tail. So you cannot have a coin with just tail or with just head. It will be both. So it's a similar case. So if one is getting attached to the activities that one is doing, then in that case, what would happen is one will be in a state of so one will have to bear the results of those activities. It could be good results or it could be bad results, but the results have to be borne. But if one understands that actually one is just a medium of the Lord, one is just an instrument of the Lord, and the Lord is actually uh, doing those activities, then in that understanding, whatever one is getting, whether it is whatever result, it does not have any impact. So just like the example of the cashier doing the work. So because he's not attached to the counting that he's doing for the company, whether the company is making profit or loss, it's not really, except that there would be conditions when the company is making too much loss and the person has to lose the job. That's another case. But in this case, it's just as an example, but you cannot directly. In the case of spiritual action, it is because there is no the person is not there is no attachment to the activities or to the results coming from the activities. It is not going to give any. It is not going to cause any kind of future inclinations on that future kind of so then the living entity is like the lotus leaf in the water. So Srila Prabhupada mentions the conclusion is that a person without Krishna consciousness acts according to the concept of the material body and senses, but a person in Krishna consciousness acts according to the knowledge that the body is the property of Krishna and should therefore be engaged in Krishna's service. So this is iha yasya harer dasya karmana manasa gira nikilasva api avasthasu jivan mukta sa uchyate. So this is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam that one who is engaging in all the activities as eternal servant of the Lord, harer dasya, through karmana, through the activities that are being done, manasa, through the mind, and gira, through the words that one is saying, then nikhalasva api avasthasu jivan mukta. So even though a person is in the material world, such a person is actually not being influenced by all those ups and downs. Sukha dukkhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsisi. So this is another beautiful verse where Krishna says that sukha dukkha same kritva, whether there is happiness or whether there is distress, if one is able to maintain the equanimity, labha labho, whether one is gaining something or whether one is not gaining something, whether one is victorious or whether one is defeated, if one is able to maintain the composure, the equanimity of mind, then tato yuddhaya yujyasva, then you engaged in whatever activities you are doing, naivam papam avapsisi. So then there is no result. So then when there is no result, then there is only pure Krishna consciousness that is happening through the activities. Whatever activities are being done, it is only Krishna consciousness which is happening through the activities. So it is only the constant nava rasa rantum udayatum. So there is only this experience of constant association with the Lord that is happening, and everything else is immaterial in the material world. So this is the sum and substance of this verse. Brahmani adhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti ya lipyate na sa papena padma patram ivambasa. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results onto the Supreme Lord, is not affected by sinful action, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. So this is a very beautiful verse of Bhagavad Gita, and it's very nicely it is giving us the understanding that all the activities has to be performed as an instrument of the Lord, not as not thinking that I am doing it, but that the Lord is allowing me. The Lord is doing it through the medium of me, using me as an instrument of the Lord. So if we are having that intention and that thinking when we are doing all the activities, then there is no consequence to be burnt, and then the living entity is, as Krishna says, tyaktva deham punarjanmam naiti. So then such a living entity does not have to take another birth in the material world. Then what happens to such a living entity? Mameti, so Arjuna. So he comes back to me. And this can be even within living in this material world. It can be possible. This is Krishna actually mentions that this anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karotiya sa sannyasi sa yogi cha na niragnir na cha kriya. So saying this, I would like to conclude this talk saying that, so this is a very beautiful verse again where Krishna says that anashrita karma phalam. So it's a similar thing, that one is not, whatever results are coming, one is not bothered about it. One is doing the activities thinking that Krishna is using me as an instrument to do those activities, and then one is not bothered about whatever results are coming. So anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karotiya sa sannyasi sa yogicha na niragnir na cha kriya. So Krishna says that such a person is is really in the renounced order, and such a person is a real yogi, not a person who is not doing anything. Na niragnir na cha akriya. So this is the same thing here. So doing the activities without any attachment, then attachment to the results, then it is like being a lotus leaf in the water. Even though being in the water, the lotus leaf is untouched. So even though living in the material world, such a living entity is untouched by the material world. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak about Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I'm very grateful for that this opportunity is provided. If there is any comments or questions, we can discuss. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.